A woman who was reborn slapped the maid she had chosen to be her assistant. This was the first act of revenge for what the maid did to her in a past life. In her previous life, the woman and her mother died after the maid and her two children destroyed their family. Reborn, the woman went back to the time when her mother was about to choose a new maid. The woman stopped her mother and chose a maid herself. She slapped the woman she had chosen, warning her that a maid must be obedient and never go against her employer. Just like in the past, the maid pretended to be kind to gain the trust of her mother. When the woman saw that her mother was getting close to the maid, she asked the maid to help her clean her room. The woman then stepped on the maid's hand. Confused, the maid asked what she had done to deserve such treatment. The woman replied that the maid's face reminded her of a person she hated and couldn't stand. The woman remembered the time the maid asked her if she took her mother's ring while pouring a bowl of food on her head. When her mother walked in, the maid claimed she was just asking. The woman denied taking the ring and asked her mother why she wouldn't question her adopted child instead. Her mother, however, sided with the maid's child over her own. From that moment on, the woman began her revenge. She told the maid to get a ring hanging on a high branch using a ladder. When the maid refused, the woman threatened to accuse her of stealing it. Fearing the accusation, the maid apologized and promised not to make the same mistake again. The woman forgave the maid and told her to bring her daughter so she could take care of her. The maid's daughter was an ambitious manipulator who loved to seduce rich people to use them. She even seduced the woman's father. Although the woman's mother was unaware of the affair, the woman threw the maid and her daughter out. The maid then brought her son in to be their driver. The woman's mother insisted on hiring him, so the woman had no choice but to accept. It didn't take long for the maid and her son to plot against the woman. Unbeknownst to them, the woman was listening to their conversation from outside the room. The maid put a sleeping pill in the woman's drink, but later that night, the driver's sister, the maid's daughter, was the one who ended up in his bed.